targeting onto Chovy. They're also going to ban away the Nocturne as Lulu just gets immediately locked in.
I imagine a top lane Lulu for Morgan here, and that's a really interesting one. Of course, we also was seen yesterday within the LEC as the Tom Kench gets picked up here. Now, I actually kind of like the Tom Kench. I do not like that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. I think that into the Rel, it makes a lot. It's a very strong pick, but Olaf just completely demolishes your Jenna to a point where you're not very happy about it. And Tom Kench, even though seeing Beryl on it kind of hurts, we have seen how dominant Carrier is.
Made Bay look silly. I'm curious about this jungle matchup, right? Canyon up against Johan. Can Johan survive? It's just a very simple question I want to ask before hopping into the series, as we are going to hop onto the Rift here for the first game of the round 2 of the playoffs. Yeah, coming on in is Johan as well. Beryl looks to be in a really precarious spot. That's going to be first blood, as we didn't see the beginning of that, but you can imagine.
A scenario, but an early kill for Olaf can really augment the power of that pick. And yeah, it's just a nice play by Johan, not getting spotted there. Beryl and goes very far up. And then once the engage actually comes through, we know how easy it is for Tristana to jump on top of the target.
Be playing it very safely. The fact that, there's only the one kill, as actually they're trying to get on in here, but Johan is down on the bottom side again. That's a lot of damage going the way of Beryl, but he just uses that gray health to survive. Now Johan, in an awkward spot, is going to be forced to use that Ragnarok, but he's taking a lot of damage. Not even going to have to use the Ghost, though, so he gets out of there alive. Side to do that, but a lot of this top side of the map is controlled here by Dalmonkia, trying to get on top of Vista, as he will be stunned. The Chaos Storm also going to be committed to here, just trying to push them away with only 30 seconds until that Infernal Drake does spawn.
And that's all you really need to do here, as Dalmonkia. Oh, that was nice. I don't think it would have killed them, but it would have interrupted the back, and it just buys you more time as Dalmonkia, right? Shelly getting a little distracted there. Needs to make sure she actually goes for the tower, and will in the very end.
Just a nice amount of gold there given over to Damwon.
We're also getting to the point where Morgan doesn't actually win anymore, I say, as Khan jumps in.
This is what's happening. Eventually you have that all-in pressure, but now Chovy looking to make a play. Gonna get on top of Khan here. There's the root. Do we have the follow-up? Mate's dodged by Khan, but he has no way to get out of this one with no flash, no jump. He just has to hold his ground and die, so Chovy with a fantastic roam down to the bottom side. They're trying to take that bottom turret. The trade will be for this Rift Herald that Homolife will be able to pick up. See what they can do in terms of challenging here. It is going to be a straight-up 5-on-5. Take a look at the poke damage. Again, it's just pretty insane. Vista will be looking for the hard engage. He does get 3 of them, and there's the Wild Growth, but so much damage already is going back the way from Dalmonkia. Now Deft is isolated on the top side, going to take a bunch of damage, but now with Vista down, Chovy tries to get in there and just gets destroyed by 5 members of Dalmonkia. Nobody on the side of Homolife supports him, and that's going to be the one fight and the Drake to the side of Dalmonkia had the vision in this river for the majority of it. Homolife are making a concerted effort to try to clear all of this out. Now 3 of them are standing on a ward. So they've kind of run out of scanners, out of control wards. They're threatening the Baron damage. As we mentioned, both these teams know the Baron damage from Homolife is insane. Take a look at how fast this is going down, with the 2 of them just shelling into this one. But already Johan getting pretty low. Some poke damage coming on out. Vista is looking for the flank, but take a look at the Olaf. He is just dead. He just gets sniped. See you later. And the Baron didn't even leash. So Damwon just skate on in, take away your jungler, snatch away the Baron like candy from a baby, and now they're corralling you up on the top side. The flash comes in from Canyon. He's pretty tanky with his 2 Mountain Drakes, And now we're just trying to see the rest of Homolife try to run away.
If Vista's there early, you can get something going, but none of it looks good.
We have the Mountain Drakes started up here by Homolife. This might be the next step in terms of desperation, but that is a very nice engage. They're trying to get on top of Ghost, but he will live, and Vista will be the first one to go down. Khan is going to totally whiff, but it does not matter, as everything on the side of Hanwha is just separated and torn. Deft is alone on the left side here. Showmaker is going to throw him the thumbs up, as Deft now is just sad. Might get soloed by Beryl. Gets a lick real quick And they even get the kill on the Morgan. That's going to be the ace.
Feral is just standing there right next to Ghost. Devours him, eats him up, keeps him safe in his belly. The fight is won. And Damwon Kia, as textbook as it gets, Valdez.
Pretty much. Incredibly smart play. They knew what they had to do here. Pretty much zero mistakes. Ghost might die. No, he won't. Of course he won't. He's got Tom Kench there. And even Vista's going to go down. They're farming kills, and it's in the playoffs. They just don't care. Look at them. They're like, yeah, let's get into that fountain now. Maybe we can up our playoff KDA. We got to look real cool after this one. That's another kill going to Ghost as he hits Legend down here ready to go. We're going to take a look at some of the numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened in this game. You didn't get ahead, and then the Jinx and Victor just had range and had scaling, and they just pummeled you to death. 30 minutes was all they needed. We didn't even need to see a Supreme late game or anything like that. Canyon was kind of quiet. He didn't need to do a whole lot. Just kind of control the map, control vision.
Hello and welcome back everybody to the LCK Analyst Desk for the second round of the LCK Spring Split Playoffs. And today we'll be joined by Subin-Yun, Kuro, and Gorilla. We are having a blast to start off the second round of the playoffs, and Damwon Kia selected to play up against Hana Life Esports for their first best of 5 in the spring split. This time around, Damwon Kia blind picked Gnar, and Hana Life Esports took a counter pick into Gnar, top Lulu. So what's your take on that mid lane pick? I think I expected both Showmaker and Chovy to play Orianna-ish picks, something that can, help their teammates. But actually, Showmaker decided to play Victor, and Hana Life Esports tried Rise together with Chovy in order to, exert more dominance during the laning phase. Lulu is good up against Gnar during the laning phase, but because Lulu goes for a very supportive item choice, actually Gnar definitely gets ahead of Lulu heading into the later games. Lulu can only be an enchanter moving on to the later stage. Well, actually, last time around when Lulu was played, it was actually together with a stronger jungle champion. So, for example, like Graves, a champion that can counter jungle Hecarim in a bit. But this time around, it was Udyr versus Olaf, which means Lulu cannot really exert that much of a dominance in this time, and we were looking for that Lulu Tristana hyper carry synergy in the late game, but the game was completed quite early in this time around, so we were not able to see their full potential. Now let's take a look at this first highlight where Hana Life Esports was able to gain their lane priority in many lanes. So Damwon Kia also had the information that Olaf is pathing towards the bottom lane. This is a very basic kind of route that this jungler takes, because Damwon Kia also had this information that Olaf started with that blue camp. So Jinx even places a ward in that brush, but still she was in a very dangerous position. She was slightly overstepping, so Olaf was able to pull off a very easy and successful gank, and then Chovy was able to pop their Scryer's Bloom and also place a ward near that Raptor camp, and that was actually super significant for Hana Life Esports. Rise had full vision on the right hand side of the map, and then Udyr gets spotted by that ward. So Rel had all the information, and also Tom Kench is spotted on that ward as well, which means Vista found the perfect timing to gank mid lane. So together with Rise, Vista was able to get the flash out of Showmaker. Vista had this full information that Tom Kench is back on the lane, also Udyr is away from the mid lane, so it was a very easy and also very effective gank coming out from the support player, and with this play, Rise was able to enable his lane dominance up against Victor. However, let's take a look at the second highlight where Damwon Kia was able to easily win a team fight. Rise clears that top lane wave, and Nar was on the bottom lane, and Lulu cannot now match the side lane priority coming out from Nar, so which means Chovy has to deal with him. However, Hana Life Esports decided to rotate to that Baron try. Well, Khan was turning back to a mini Nar, so I guess Hana Life Esports wanted to force a fight around that Baron, so Vista looks for a flank angle to open a team fight. But this was not a good decision coming out from Vista because Olaf gets chunked down by that Baron. And Lulu didn't really hit that power spike to save all of her teammates so easily. Jinx was able to land her super rocket and then pick up a kill. You have to keep in mind that Tamon Kia was able to always outrange their opponents with their champion's ability, but it was really odd to see that Hana Life Esports actually tried to commit for that Baron fight because, you know, in a team fight situation, it's always Tamon Kia that has the agency to take the fight, and also it could have been a lot better for Hana Life Esports if just Rice matched the side lane together with Nar. Now let's take a look at the player of the game. It's going to be Ghost on Jinx. Even though he got ganked in the early game, he was still standing still on that bottom lane, and together with Burrow, he was always intact throughout the team fights. And after Tompkins was able to devour her and buy her a one tempo, she now re-engaged together with her teammates. A lot of people actually said that Thresh is the perfect partner for Jinx, and other champions actually kind of is more risky. But this time around, Tompkins also proved that this is a perfect pick to save this kind of a hyper carry without any survivability. Even though there was no Lulu or any enchanter around this Jinx pick, she was able to still do a lot of work because she was able to build a rapid fire cannon and poke the opponents in the beginning of every team fight. Tamon Kia versus Hana Life Esports is a clash between the top 3 POG leaders in the regular split, so it's gonna be a banger, and we had one game so far, and let's head over to game number 2 between Tamon Kia and Hana Life Esports.